Guten Abend, Jungs, and welcome to another Friday night beer review. Sorry about my probable poor German. That was my attempt at saying good evening, guys. As you might have guessed from my outfit, it's Oktoberfest. It's actually the middle weekend of Oktoberfest. I think I explained last video that Oktoberfest actually runs for 2 weeks from the middle of September to the first Sunday in October. So yeah, we're actually right in the middle of Oktoberfest at the moment. I picked up this outfit over in Munich, and so I find an excuse every year to get all dressed up in my Lederhosen. I also have an accompanying wizard hat from the oldest brewery in the world. So this Munich brewery has been around longer than the Norman invasion of England. So established in 1040. So that's over 1,000 years, or nearly 1,000 years old. Just under 1,000 years, which is ridiculous. So Germans have been brewing beer for a very long time, and they're very good at it. So it's part of Oktoberfest. It's not just about drinking beer. It's about learning about another country's culture and enjoying their beer and food, and just having a bit of fun. So as I said last week, this week's beer is the HOFBRÄU Oktoberfest, which is a style of beer that was totally born from the first Oktoberfest, which was actually a wedding between the King of Bavaria, Ludwig, and Teresa of Saxony. So this sort of beer would not have been served at the first Oktoberfest. They probably would have been drinking Marzens, which is a type of lager that's kind of amberish in color, and it's brewed during around March, and then it's actually lagered over summer in the caves in Bavaria, and then served in the autumn. So it kind of has those fall sort of
Since
colours.
then, they've developed this style called Oktoberfest, which is essentially just a stronger Helles, which is like normal German lager sort of thing. So this ranges about 6%, 6.3 to be exact, and it just makes for easier drinking for the festival kind of thing. So this is the new standard. I would like to do a proper Marzen one day. I don't think I've had a commercial one. I've brewed one and I really enjoyed it, but maybe next year I'll do a proper old school sort of Marzen. I've actually got my opener. Here we go. So I've also got my half litre Stein, though in Germany I learnt don't order Stein. Stein means stone. And if you actually want a litre cup, then you say ein Mass, Mass 1 litre sort of thing. So this is a half, because it's a half. Alright, let's give it a crack. And for this, you can be quite aggressive with a pour. It's quite traditional. You want that big, fluffy head. You see them, maybe not quite that much. Maybe gone a bit. But you see, when you're pouring the German, I might just let that sit for a bit, because I did go maybe a bit too aggressive. Kind of thing you're used to seeing. Big tall glass with big fluffy white head. Super clear. You can probably see my face through it. Really nice looking beer, really approachable. And as I said, you can already get the maltiness and the kind of slight spiciness from the noble German hops. I would say probably Hallertau, I think. Probably not going to tell me in this beer. Yeah. Alright, Prost everyone. First proper sip. Still had to fight a little bit to get through the head there, but it's everything you would expect from a from a German beer. Everything, the aroma you can get from the aroma, nice malty backbone, fairly strongish bitterness, and yeah, just a nice spiciness with the hop character. So a little bit, maybe a bit stronger in flavor than your normal Helles. Maybe a little bit more hop as well, a bit more spiciness. Definitely has while very easy drinking, still has like quite a bit of body to it. You can tell a fair amount of proteins and things still in there. That gives it that persistent head. Kind of all the things I'm sure people have had international lagers. If you haven't necessarily had German beers before, things from like the Netherlands and all those kind of northwestern European countries have those similar, those international lagers like Grolsch and Heineken and things. You'd be pretty familiar with the flavors. It's pretty similar to those sort of things. Maybe just a bit stronger, a bit more full of body, bit stronger on the spice and kind of hot flavor, similar sort of bitterness. Probably a bit higher than we're used to in our lagers in Australia, but it just balances out that malty sweetness. It's kind of like, I don't know, like bread, like really fresh bread, and then spice. I say spice, I don't know how else to describe it.
One eternity later.
Not pepper, I guess, and not spiced in the way of chili, but you definitely, it's a distinct German character. Hard to describe it other than being a German hop. So it's kind of one of those things that you need to experience if you haven't. So yeah, very drinkable, as you can see. Like, no wonder thousands and thousands of liters are put away every year during Oktoberfest of this stuff, and for 6%, it doesn't feel like it at all. You can definitely drink this very easily. Put down a liter or so before it even gets to you. I find that it's always actually volume gets to you before anything else. Great beer. I'll just top it up a bit. So I don't know if anyone was able to pick it up. I actually went back to Audi a couple of days later and it was pretty much all gone. So I don't know if that was my tip or if everyone's sort of cotton onto it. If you haven't picked this up at Audi, I'm sure like the Beer Cartel and Craft Cartel and those online sort of delivery services carry the German beers, especially this time of year, so you can pick them up. And if it wasn't HOFBRÄU, any of the Bavarian breweries do their own Oktoberfest. I think there's 6 that are actually legally allowed to advertise as Oktoberfest, and they were the breweries that were around of the first Oktoberfest, the wedding. They were around in Munich at that time, so they're allowed to legally make this style. Germans take their beer very seriously, and I totally appreciate that. Beers like this that have been around for hundreds and nearly 1,000 years, I understand why you go to great lengths to protect it. Great beer, so definitely jump on it, guys, especially if I don't know how many Australians really have had traditional German beer. Like we get the As I said, the Grolsches and the Heinekens and things like that, and most people are familiar with those, but these are slightly different, same vein, but slightly different. So definitely jump on the German beers if you get them, the traditional Bavarian beers. And leads me to next week. So we'll actually still be staying in Germany style-wise for next week, although we'll be heading north. So this is Berliner Weiss. And as you might guess from the name, the style originates from Berlin. It's an Australian brewery, however, Nomad, up there. I think they're in the northern beaches of Sydney, here, Brookvale. And so this is their raspberry sour ale, which is quite cool. Everyone knows I do love my sours. Probably done like a quarter of my beers as being sours. Really excited for this one. I love Berliner Weisses. They're really easy drinking, sort of wheat beer base with a kettle sour, so they just have a nice easy drinking acidity, and often balanced with fruit to make it really drinkable. So it's 3.8%. Rosie's Raspberry Sour Ale, Nomad. I think it's one of their core beers, so it should be pretty easily accessible. This one was actually a gift from Holly, so thank you, my partner Holly, for giving me this beer and suggesting it for review. Yeah, so that'll be next week. And keep drinking this. So, props guys. Hope everyone's having a good Oktoberfest. Even though it's been cancelled for this year, having a little one at home, grabbing some sausages, some mash, some sauerkraut, and having a couple of German beers, even if it's just just at home by yourself, it's good fun. Also, don't forget the pretzels. Goes perfect with the beer. Alright, cheers guys, see you next week.